I like that. And I'm asking you one real question. As a music head, just be very, very honest.
Mm-hmm.
Can you finally admit that Drake lost?
Look at my wrist, look at my wrist, look at my watch, look at my watch, look at my face, look at my face, look at my ice, look at my ice, look at my neck, look at my neck, look at my guap, look at my guap, look at my waist, look at my waist, look at my glock, look at my glock, look at my wrist, look at my wrist, look at my watch, look at my watch, look at my face, look at my face, look at my ice, look at my ice, look at my neck, look at my neck, look at my guap, look at my guap, look at my waist, look at my waist, look at my glock.
Yo, it was good, everybody. This is boy B, the CEO. Welcome back to the B.O.K podcast. The goal for this podcast, as you know, is we are talking about everything that is fatherhood related. Today, man, I got a great special guest of mine. Talking about way back. Talking about my dog, man. I don't know my dog as LD. Y'all might know about something else. I'm gonna let him tell you who he is, what his name is, and we'll start from there.
How y'all doing, man? You already know. If you don't know, it's your boy Ladarius Marquis, man. Formerly known as LD. My friends like to call me. If you know me, you know they call me LD, man. Checking in today with the B.O.K podcast. This is my homie. We go way back. But you know, we're gonna get into a lot of stories, man.
Before we begin, you know, like I had your brother on not too long ago.
For sure.
Shout out to Had 37. You know what I'm saying? Cool dude. Of course, sometimes, you know, with siblings, you guys might have the same father. You might still have different views of how you was raised with that father and what route you took.
For sure.
Right? So let's start with your journey from the very beginning. Where you from, where you was raised, and we'll go from there.
For sure, man. Growing up, man, you know, I was raised on the north side, man, to be honest with you. That's really why I can fully remember my life really start on north side in elementary, you know what I'm saying? And further on, when I got to finish 5th grade, we ended up moving on the south side, and I ended up enduring life on the south side and everything I had to offer with. Growing up, I grew up with mostly my mother. Growing up, because you got the father and baby mama, baby dad type situation going on. I was really too young to really understand what was going on. They was at odds with each other. They had their situation. Obviously, I was affected in the midst of that. But growing up, like I said, I was mostly with my mother. I didn't end up really getting a good grasp for my father until going into 8th grade, the end of 8th grade. I guess the conversations up until that year, I guess 5th grade, we about to turn 11, we were around 10, 11 years old.
Yeah.
So I guess around that age, whatever happened with my mother and father, I guess they finally came to some type of agreement and everything was kosher. My father wanted me to come stay over there at his house, live with them to get closer to my brother, because growing up, me and my brother was never close. We didn't get close until I moved in with them for that while through high school, you know what I mean? So that's where that started at. It was funny because me and Hatch went to the same elementary. We used to see each other. We knew we was brothers, but we never spoke.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
we used to walk past each other. I'm pretty sure I wanted to say something, but it was just we was never formally introduced.
Damn.
Which is unfortunate because, like I say, the whole situation growing up without my mother and my father, his mother growing up, shit like that. So me and Hatch became close around that time. So that's a pretty much early on breaking up on that.
Damn, see, I didn't even know that you guys had different moms, right? So, but same dad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, your dad and your mom, I guess you know how it is, they didn't get along for whatever reason, you know. So did your mom ever say, hey, that's your brother, let's connect, let's talk X, Y, and Z? Or was it more and say, you know what, don't talk to him and don't?
Nah, she never did that. She never stopped him, you know. She never stopped my father. She never lied about it. Well, as far as stories about if I had a brother or my brother or my father, nah, we never got too much in depth with that. I know I had a brother. She told me that. I knew that growing up. I mean, there was a few times growing up before I ended up moving in with them, going in 8th grade or started to spend more time with them. Before that, growing up, I will say there was times where I would end up going to my grandmother's house on my father's side where the family was and being over there. So I do remember there was times where I would be over there, but it would be me and my brother probably wouldn't be there. Just my other family, my cousins and my grandma, stuff like that. So I still did that.
Whenever you would, I guess, cross paths with Hatch and in school, was it more damn, I have a brother, like I want to, be close to him, but it's like, I'm afraid that he might not accept me, or what was going through your mind as a kid?
No, I think me and him probably was thinking the same thing, because like I say, crossing paths elementary, we knew of each other, we were just never formally introduced. But I think the feeling was like we wanted to embrace each other, because the minute I started to be over there more, it just clicked, bro. It wasn't never at odds, man. And he's still that way to this day, very embracing. So it wasn't that.
Whoever the kid is with, a lot of times, once the mother get a hold of that child, it's hard for that child to know his or her sibling. And I'm sure back then where, how now, there's starting to be 50-50 custody.
Right.
But back in the days, there was none of that. It was the mom had 400% custody.
Yep.
So now, let me ask you this though. So to get a little bit deeper, you didn't see your dad till the 8th grade. So did you form any kind of like hatred towards them? Like, damn, why you not fighting? Where are you? Like, did you feel any kind of way?
I'm glad you asked me that question. Like, how did I feel about him towards that? And I'm still this way to this day. I'm very nonchalant. I seem nonchalant about things. A lot of things don't affect me like one would somebody else. But just growing up, it was, to me, even to now, even with life, it's just, it is what it is. I'm not going to cry about spilled milk or trip over anything. Like, it is what it is. So I wouldn't necessarily say he didn't try to fight for me, because like I said, I was younger. I didn't know the ins and outs. I just know, when I would be over there, when I'm on that side of the family, or when I'm with my mother, all I know is if I'm here, I'm here. If I'm there, I'm there. So I never really, with him growing up, I never really thought about, dang, was you really fighting for me growing up? Or was you the issue, or was my mama the issue? Like, I really don't care, because like, to me, it is like, it is what it is. We grown now, we create, or I'm older now, I can create this relationship now going forward. As long as you trying, I'm trying. It is what it is. We good. Like, I never had no animosity towards him or nothing.
That's good, man, because a lot of times, a lot of kids grow up to be adults. They have that hatred for their father or for a man, not knowing the true story behind it. Because sometimes that man can be fighting and you think he's not, but behind the scene he is.
Right.
But the mother have full control, it's hard to fight, especially like back in the days.
Right.
Know what I mean? But now, once you finally met him not met him, but be with him in 8th grade, how was that, though? Explain that to us.
What's funny is, being over there, he treated me like I was his son. Like,
so he showed
treated
you love.
me like a father. Like, he was on us. Like Hatch say, man, my daddy tough, man. You don't play with Kenneth, man. So my dad was tough. He was father. He's a perfect example of what a man's man is, bro. To be honest with you, even though I wasn't around as much as a kid with him to grow up like my brother did with him, still where I picked up in 8th grade, it was the same thing, man. He treated you like, that's my dad, and that's how dads are supposed to act. He's on us.
You got to see that, this man's actually a great person, a great father, great dad. It's not that he didn't want me or none of that. He actually treat me like, I am his son.
So it's hard. So I can't even say he didn't really want me or he didn't fight for me, because now I'm here. Yeah. Like, he treating me like he's supposed to, like I'm his son. So I didn't get treated any different. Everything was normal. So it was no harm, no foul growing up.
That's dope, man. So now to finalize that portion, during that time from, from 0 to 8th grade, did you have a father role in the household?
Oh, yes, my stepfather. He rest in peace, Al. He passed away. I did have a father figure, but even then, my stepfather, he was in and out the streets and whatnot like that. So I was still dealing with needing a full-time father figure there all the time. But when my stepfather was there, he did a great job by us, man.
Okay.
Because I had my stepbrothers where he had his other kids, all boys. He used to bring them over there as one. He used to treat us all the same, do stuff for us, everything. So, yeah, I had a father figure growing up, man. Okay. That's probably why it wasn't so bad for me growing up as a kid, me feeling like, wow, where's my father? Why I'm not with them and stuff like that, because I had something to fill the void at that time, I'm guessing.
I see, man. Okay. Now that's good to know, because a lot of time, like you said, bro, you don't have that fatherly role, whether it's like a stepdad or your biological father, you might find that in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? So, but okay, you being from Delray though, like especially back then, it was a wild place. Like, what were you always like in trouble, or were you out of trouble? Like, how were you as a kid growing up? Were you into playing football, music?
As a kid growing up, probably my first I would say I'm not an only child, but my first 14 years, obviously I had my brother, but we wasn't formally introduced early point on that. But growing up, I was the only child. It was me and my mother. So I was quiet. I would stay to myself. I wasn't friendly and open like that. Growing up, I wasn't a trouble kid. I wasn't a trouble kid. I got everything I wanted. My mother took good care of me. I was in summer camps. I was in all the summer camps. I played sports growing up. So that was a part of it. And just, I was just the overall good kid. I can't remember a time where I strayed on the wrong path or anything like that or was in trouble as a kid. So.
Okay. And then one key thing I actually want to hit though is that, you said you didn't connect with your brother till I think high school, right? You said?
Yeah, 8th grade going into high school.
8th grade going to high school. So walk us through that feeling when you finally start talking and bonding. How did that feel?
It was like, I felt like I was at home, bro. Like, it felt like this is what we always wanted, but we wasn't able to vocalize that to our parents like that, you know what I mean? Because we was younger, but that's why I say once we connected at that time, we was like one and the same, and we've been inseparable since then, bro. So it was very embracing, and like I say, it felt like this is what both of us wanted, bro.
And then from the outside looking in, one thing I would say from knowing y'all two, you would never think y'all had different moms. Cause y'all like this.
Yeah.
From me, when I met y'all like this. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a dope that you guys didn't let any of that past affect y'all because that was out of y'all control. That wasn't y'all fault for not bonding at an early age. Right. It just grown-ups, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Adults can be, us being dads now, and having baby moms and seeing it, from other ends, we could see a lot of adults, bro, we could do damage to young kids without even knowing.
I always say that, man, and I just hate when I see those stories with mothers and fathers and bumping heads, and really the real issue just be between them two. Now, understanding, no matter how I feel about you, no matter how you feel about me, none of that should trump the child, you know what I mean? The child, you should always put that first. I can hate you all I want, but the last thing I'm finna do is take your child away from you, you know what I mean? Facts. Because at the end of the day, your child needs you just as much as he needs me. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Kids need their both parents. So I can't tarnish your relationship with your child or vice versa because me and you are not in one accord or in agreement with things.
Now, okay, man, something that's very off topic. Because last night I was like, y'all could have sworn I saw this man at OH. You went to OH, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you definitely kept on with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
we both went to that
bro.
Okay.
Yeah. From the same football team.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot you.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I could have sworn I saw this man on the team.
I just remember our Atlantic High School days.
I
don't even remember the OH. I remember me being at OH, but I don't remember
everybody
else there, bro. I forgot you were there.
We was playing the same team.
For sure.
So I'm like, I could have sworn this man was on the team at OH. I'm like, am I tripping though?
Good times at OH, man. That was a good 1 year we had there, bro. When I first started growing up, elementary years, I stayed on the north side. And then once I got to high school, my mother moved on the south side. Okay. That's how I ended up over there.
Because that zone was, if you was living in that zone, you went to OH.
Yeah. At that time, for that 1 year, we had to go to OH. The next year, we was allowed to go to Atlantic from over there.
Did you like OH?
My grades was horrible there, man. In my first year, I don't know if it's just because my first year of high school.
Me too. It was trash.
Or it's just that school was tough on me, or I wasn't, but it was cool. I liked the people there. I liked the vibes, but the schoolwork was definitely tough, man. At least I didn't take it serious enough.
So it was easier when we went to the New Atlantic?
For sure. I think I was more locked in because I had to get my GPA up. So that's why.
And then, so you ended up playing ball at Atlantic as well. So, now, you playing ball, was it more your dad, when you moved in, got you in? He's like, you're not calling that guy, got into it. Was it the exact same thing that y'all, both of y'all, will start playing flag football? Or how did you get into playing ball?
Well, she's, even though growing up early on, my mother was able to still put me into Little League football along with my brother and them. So I was still out there, even though I wasn't tight with my brother and family yet. I played early on in my elementary years. And then, like I say, once we got to middle school, 8th grade, and high school, that's when me and my brother started being on the same sports team and stuff like that. So I was still out there actively into the sports, though.
So what was I guess, being in the NFL, like one of your goals and dreams? Like what, when playing as a ball player, what was the goal for that?
Oh, as a kid, I was just having fun.
Okay.
I was going out there having fun. My friends was playing. I was just feeling like, I'm a part of something like that. So I wasn't really thinking too far into it as far as with playing ball. I just knew I love to play. And, if something was to come out of it, it did, but I didn't think that far ahead.
So even at Atlantic, in the playing ball, you still didn't think that far ahead?
All the way, I didn't think that far ahead until my senior year, to be honest with you. Once I got to my senior year and I started doing my thing on the field and I started getting recruits and whatnot like that, things started to feel a little different, feel a little real, like surreal, like, okay, this is, like I say, this is a real thing. Like, that's what it really was. In high school, we just playing ball, we the men on campus, and just, but once I got to my senior year and I started doing my thing, and started getting those scouts and recruits looking at me seriously, then I was like, okay, well, maybe I could do something with this. And, I took that opportunity and ran with it once I got to college, because I did have to go to junior college first, but we'll get around to that.
Wait, why though? Why did you have to go to junior college?
Junior college? Well, I had to go to junior college. One, because I'm pretty sure my grades was up at that time.
You were still bad?
No, they had to be, because I got my diploma. It had to be up. So, honestly, for the position that I was playing, I was great at what I was doing, but with that position, it's a height requirement. I'm only my driver's license say 5'10", but with shoes on, I'm 6 foot, so we ain't gonna worry about that. But the position I was playing, that you have to be like a certain height, 6'2", 6'4" type joint like that.
What you was playing?
So I was playing defensive end in high school, what I mean? Okay. So even though I had impeccable stats, I was great at what I did, it's just that if they want for colleges to want a player like me, I would have to have a certain height to be playing this position, because when you transition to that next level, guys get a little bit bigger. I went the JUCO route to give myself another chance as far as getting on at another college. And obviously, I ended up going to the University of Tennessee off of the junior college that I went to.
And how was that experience, though, going there?
Going to UT, man, that was a D1 school. That was a whole nother thing right there. I got the experience. I had kind of got the experience what that was like a little piece, because my brother went to LSU, so we would always go out there and visit and stay for a little while from time to time. So I got to see what the atmosphere was like, but it was nothing like going to a big time college for yourself, man. So I always advise people, if you got the opportunity to go off to school, go off to college, man, go, because it's deeper than just the school itself and education, man. You build relationships, you build all type of connection with different people. I'm still cool with people that I was there with 5, 10, 6, 7, 8 years ago. You know what I mean? I would say, don't just jump out there and go to school if you don't know what you want to do, because if you don't know what you're going to do, you're going to waste a lot of money in college on some stuff that you're going to end up having to pay back in the future. So if you're not sure, nothing wrong with taking your time before you go into that, taking that big step. But the experiences, I loved it. Everyone embraced me. I got a second family up there, as far as a family that embraced me, as far as from the football team and stuff like that. Shout out Miss Janice. Experience is cool, man. Different from Florida, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, so now going to school though, what was the major besides
criminal justice? Believe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Criminal justice. Okay, let's pause there.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because we from the hood, right? So let's get it. We from the hood. A lot of time, we don't. That's not our career choice. Why did you want to?
So how did I get into
college? Yeah. Why did you want to go that route?
Right. In college, like I say, once I got to school and started playing ball and started looking at having tunnel vision with the ball, man, it was like having that degree was just like something that was just, I got just in case. I got it. It's a government job. You can always get a good paying job with criminal justice. It's not that I've had dreams and aspirations of being a cop. That's why I'm not one now. But my mother, the recommendation was from my mother. And at the time, I listened to my mother. She never steered me wrong. So she said, yeah, do criminal justice. That's a good major to do. You know what I mean? You're in college, they paying for it. If you never make it in football, you got something to lean back on, cool. Not really thinking I'm going to lean back on this, because right now I got tunnel vision. I'm seeing football. Everything is starting to change. I'm at Tennessee now, this big school, stuff like that. So it was really just on some listening to my mother. She's saying it's okay, we got that out of the way, I picked the major. Okay, cool, football. That's how that ended up. But in that major, there is something I could still, like I wanted to, if I was going to do something in that major, it was going to be like something in juvenile justice, man. Something with the youth, with the kids, because I know how to tap into the youth. Like Hatch said, he got the youth program now, but as you know, we started at the teen center, and as time progressed, you see a lot of faces, a lot of kids that came and gone, a lot of us that came and gone, but I still stayed there, stayed consistent with the, the studio and the kids. And I was just always really like a mentor to these kids anyway. So I felt like I could transition that to, if I have to do this major, to something like juvenile justice or something like that to tap into the youth, man, and see what's going on. So.
Okay, now, and then I'm glad you mentioned kids, right? So you're a father.
Indeed.
By the way, congrats to that, bro. Congrats, bro. Because I feel like we don't get that much congrats, so number one, congrats to that. I didn't even know you got a kid. I found out, bro, because I had to bring my daughter in to get chucked up, and your brother's mom. Hey, Elder got a kid too. I said, what? When this happened? So what? Tell me, okay. So now, what is the, I guess, perspective of because a lot of fathers, a lot of parents show their kids off online, right? Some don't, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
So is it intentional not to show your kids off online? You just like privacy, or is it more like, whatever, I don't really care? Yeah.
It's probably a little bit of both. Not necessarily privacy, like I'm not, but it's just that's how I've always been with my social media, and I don't feel like I need social media to validate my life. If you see, like, I'm not hiding my child in the real world. You can see me in the real world with my child at the park, taking them to Chuck E. Cheese, to the dentist, doctor's office, everything, to the park. You're gonna see these things if you see me out. So I'm not hiding them. So I just feel like posting what you got, in general, posting what you have going on in your life, posting your kids is not a necessity for Facebook. It's not something that you have to do or something that's synonymous. We've made it synonymous with social media, but that's not something. I've posted him 1 or 2 times over the time, but it's nothing that I feel like I have to do.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't. Cause like you said, bro, we made it where if you don't post something online, that means you're not doing it. Now, I mean, if you don't post your kid, they make it feel like you're not being a good dad. If you don't post what you got going on, they'll think you fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always been that way. It's nothing in secrecy. I just don't feel the need to show my kid off. And then the world, call me crazy, but the world is crazy, man. You posting your kids, and I don't need nobody talking about my child because I go to jail.
Facts.
Or, I'm willing to take it there about my child. So I just keep him out of that. He'll have his own social media when he grow up one day.
Facts. I was talking, it's a son. You have a son?
Yes.
So how old is he?
6 years old,
6 years old. What's his name?
Braden, man.
Oh, you chose that name?
Yeah.
Why
yeah, his mother allowed me to choose his name because, like I say, we talked off camera earlier, she wanted a daughter, you know what I mean? And so she wasn't fully prepared for a son or a boy names in general. So, when I heard the news and heard what it was going to be, then I was like, cool. She's like, well, fine. You can pick his name because I wanted it because she was so upset. So I was like, okay, fine then.
Yeah.
She let me choose the name. I chose it. She liked it. We roll with it, man.
Why you chose Braden?
Braden? I don't know. It's just a cool. He has my middle name and my last name, obviously. But Braden, I don't know. It just rolled off the tongue good. I liked it. It wasn't too hoodish, too too ghetto. We call him Bray for short. But I just liked the name. It's a cool little name, man.
Fatherhood. So walk me through that, because, bro, one thing that's wild to me is that not too long ago we were kids in high school,
right? Doing
music, just vibing, having fun, having a blast, just kids. Fast forward, we are fathers now. So walk me through that through your perspective. How do you feel, bro, being a father now?
Oh man, how do I feel being a father? Like, I feel like how my parents used to feel when they had us as kids. Like, my son is a ball. Like, he keeps me young. I always say this, man. Kids will keep you young, man. Every day you gonna have your good days, bad days. They gonna get on your nerves sometimes. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade that for nothing in the world. Like, I played those thoughts in my mind plenty of times. Like, I had the opportunity to go back and do this over and not have a kid and do it without taking it back, I would never take it back. I love my son to death, man. He's probably one of the best things that happened to me and one of the most consistent things in my life. Fatherhood is great, man. It sucks for the people who don't want to have kids because they only basing it off of what they see certain people go through or other people's kids, but that's not the same with all kids, man. And kids don't really slow you. See, kids don't slow you down, man. Kids just make you have to go harder. And to the people that don't want to have kids because they feel like kids are going to slow you down, but you're just not willing to go as hard because you know, having this extra baggage. You only want to give so much in life because kids are going to make you take it down. Yeah. You know? So if you just want to stay right here with it, and you don't have that type of urge or, you know, decency to want to do more and do better by having a kid or having that kid push you to do more and do better, then, you know, that just sucks. But I just feel like kids don't slow you down, bro.
When you have a kid, one thing it does or help you train or learn how to do is how to pivot.
Right.
How to pivot your life, right? So when you have a child, you have to then pivot your life around that child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks can't do that.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So that's when you learn how to be flexible with your schedule. Because in other words, having a child could make somebody be like, you know what? Okay, this 9 to 5 is all good, but I can't have time with my kid because of the 9 to 5. Let me make my own company.
Right.
Let me build my own things so I can have more time for my kids.
Exactly.
Next thing you know, you're an entrepreneur, having your own stuff, or let me get into the job that's going to be a work from home job with my kid. Like you said, it forces you to hustle harder, but also like enhance your life around that child. You know what I mean? So I think you definitely nailed it, bro. So you being a father, you saying it's amazing. Now, let me ask you just one question. So a lot of fathers, including myself, when the child is first born, something clicked in most of us. Did that happen to you too? Did something change when you first held the son?
For sure, man. I'm different, bro. It's like that moment happened and it was like, I was built for this. I was made for this. Like I was ready for this. Like this is what was supposed to happen. Like it was just natural to me to embrace my son. It just felt like I'm just going through the motions and not really understanding what's happening in this moment at this time. But as time goes and the older you get to reflect back on it. But at the time, it was just like, you know, here we go, ready to be a father, man.
So there was no fear. There was no fear at all.
No, not at all. Not even from the time that she told me she was pregnant. Like I was ready then. You would have thought I didn't care when she told me. I was like, well, okay, all right. That was my excuse. I came home one day. This is way, but before he was born. But I came home and she was crying, and I'm like, "What you crying for?" She's like, "Oh, I'm pregnant." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, hey." You know, whatever. I went in the bathroom, used the bathroom. Like normal people would have just been like, oh my, like, I was just like, okay. Yeah. People think I'm nonchalant about everything. I care. Or at least at that time, it hadn't like hit me yet. I heard what she said, but maybe it just didn't hit me just then.
You being a father, but if you tap into childhood, a lot of time, us as adults, the fatherhood, you know, like lack of or dad is involved affect you as a father. Did you missing those early years of your life without your dad affect you in your fatherly role right now in any way?
No, because I just naturally know growing up, you know what you didn't have. Growing up, you seen what a father was, whether it be your own father, a stepfather, or your friend's father. You knew what that was like. You knew at the end of the day, when it comes to parent-child, whether you're the mother or the father, you still have to do certain things as a parent for your child. And my mother did a great job of that, with or without my stepdad or my real dad along the way for certain periods of time. It didn't affect me. It's just like I knew what I wasn't supposed to do, and I knew what I was supposed to do. I knew what I was missing as a kid, and I knew what I was going to give my child. You know what I mean? So it didn't affect that.
So you, with the mother of your child, so as you know, from watching dad growing up with your parents, not being together. So now, fast forward now to you and the mother of your child, like how's that relationship? You guys?
Oh, it's great. Like I say, like I was speaking on early. And also, like Hash was saying, when everybody's on the same page for the child, bro, everything works out great. I was one of the fortunate ones to have a mother of my child to be as none crazy as she is, because I've seen situations where you have the mothers and man, they can be very vindictive and very evil, man. And that really, they can spew that down to the child as well. So I've seen that, but I didn't have to deal with certain situations like that when it came to my mother.
You know one thing I like from both of y'all is that you guys are showcasing that it is possible to co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because there's so much, like you said, man, just folks that can't co-parent, whether it's like the man acting up or the mom acting up, but that affects the child. But you, especially you right now saying this, you and the mother of your child, you guys are smooth with it.
Yep, I see the story. I got friends that's going through it with custody battles in court, and it just sucks for me to see that, because I can't fully relate to that because I'm not going through it. I can have, I got empathy for it, but I haven't physically been in that situation where baby mother, I hate to call them that, but the mother of your child, where she's not cooperative for the sake of the child. So it works out better when both parents are on the same page. And fortunately, I was able to get lucky and I guess pick the right one to have a child with. Like they say, you gotta be careful who you have a kid with. And I was just fortunate.
Okay, so now, being involved in that, so for anybody watching, whether it's like the mom or dad is going through it, that comes to the battle, what are some tips you can give them to like make them co-parenting? Always
remember, like, no matter what, the kid trumps all. No matter how you guys feel about each other, the kid trumps all. As long as you can agree on, no matter what you guys are going through, that when it comes to something dealing with the child, we will set aside our differences for the sake of that. Then you guys, that's the gem that I can give you to be on the same page, and always remember that the main thing is the main thing, and that's the child. As long as you guys can remember the child trumps all, everything should be fine.
Okay, and then so do you want your kid to play ball like y'all did, like you did?
No, for sure. He's been playing t-ball this last 2 years. I'm going to put him in football, but we're going to start him off in flag football first, get him a feel for the game, stuff like that. But at the same time, we introduce him to sports, we tell him about it. We ask him if he wants to do it, we get his opinion on things. If he wants to play and continue and pursue, if he likes it, cool. If not, we're not going to force it, because like I say, my child is very smart and he's going to be destined to do something good, whether it be sports or something in an entrepreneurial role or what have you. But he's going to be fine. If he don't want to play, cool. If he plays, I love it. I'm going to be there with him every step of the way.
Oh, okay, like is he also getting into music too? Do you hear?
Yeah, man. Believe it or not, my son, man. Listen, he's 6, but he be hearing me at the studio. He hear me play the beats, and he be like, "Daddy, when you gonna let me record my song? You got a song?" Yeah, he be freestyling.
Yeah,
it blew my mind because
at that age,
bro, he might not be making a lot of. He makes some sense, but not a lot of sense. But he knows he got the flow, the rhythm, the beat. He know how to stay on beat. He know how to do the bar counts. And it's just like, wow, maybe you own something, brother. Like, you own something, brother.
Damn,
you might have to take out to your daddy with the wordplay and the music, man. He loves music.
Oh man, okay. So now, as a father, though, right, watching your son watching you with music, does that make you, be conscious of what you say in your rap songs, or like?
For sure. I try to honestly, I try not to let him hear too much. I don't talk too crazy about things these days with the music, but I try to. When he's in the studio, I'm usually playing instrumentals and beats, and I'm working on records. So sometimes when we're in the car ride, he'll hear my records, but I don't talk too crazy, so he don't have to worry about that. He knows right from wrong when it comes to good words, bad words. But when I am in the lab, if I'm in there talking crazy, then I probably won't even have him in there. But most of the time, I'm working on a beat, instrumental. He'll pop up in there and start freestyling to it. And, we just bond like that in the studio. So I don't really have too much to watch out for when it comes to what I'm saying on the records. Okay, now one thing I'm gonna give you props on, bro. Like I was saying in the last vid, bro, you are very talented in music. I gotta give you props, fam. Cause we made a lot of hits back in the day. Indeed,
a lot of hits, bro. You know what I mean? So now, how did you get involved into music? What was the thing that said, you know what? Let me start rapping. Because you didn't rap till high school, right?
Yeah.
So what made you get into rapping in high school?
Man, that's when it came full circle once I got to high school. It started from middle school, man. When we went to Carver Middle, my friends growing up, they started rapping first, and they had a little group, man. I forgot what the name of the group was, and they came to school, they was playing these songs, and I just thought that was so cool, bro. And I was like, I want to do that. But this was in middle school, this was 8th grade. But fast forward, we get to high school, I had it up until that point, I hadn't recorded anything until my first song I recorded was in 10th grade. And how that came about is I always had, like I said, from middle school, from that point when I saw my homies starting to go, they talking about they going to the studio and I'm hearing these songs they doing. I thought that was cool. It stuck with me from that point. So by the time from 8th grade, got to 10th grade, man's Trav, you know where's Trav? Trav remix.
Shout out to Trav.
Remix. But he had found out about the Teen Center. And he found out they had a studio, so he had been going down. I think one day he came to school and just told me, yo, you know, the Teen Center over there by our house, they have a studio, bro. We can record. I know you've been trying to record all this time. You ain't never get to record. So once he introduced me to the Teen Center, I started going there and seeing the studio. It was over from there, man. That's when my musical journey really started, because before then I had a lot of raps written down, but I had never been recorded in a studio. So once Trav told me about that in 10th grade, man, it was over from that point on. I was locked in with the music.
The Teen Center really helped a lot of us out with our music career.
Indeed.
Right? And the most craziest part is, I'll never forget the day they asked us, hey, what do y'all want in the Teen Center? You know what I'm saying? It was like before the studio, right? So because they was really known for like the skateboard.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when Tony and there was like a guy named Matt, this white dude named Matt, I used to be at the Teen Center. They said, yo, what do you guys want? Right? So me, Joel, shout out to Joe Tiki, was like, bro, we need like a studio.
Right.
We don't skateboard. That's
so you guys is the reason why they had to
bro.
see. I didn't know that part. I just know when it was there.
Yeah, bro. I'll never forget that day, dog. We said, listen, we don't skateboard. Besides, the only thing we used to do was just play games. Right. We play pool. Right. Pool table. They had like the Mac. We used to be on MySpace.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? MySpace, and then that was really it. We said, yo, what we really need, bro, at least for us, is a studio. That's when they went to it, bro. And they made it happen, bro.
So you and Joel the reason started
man.
my musical
Me,
career,
Joel, Drago, like all of us.
Yeah, shout out Drago, man, for sure. I remember, dog. But y'all the reason why I was able to do what I did, and still to this day. So I definitely appreciate it. I never knew that part of the story.
Cool. One thing I'm gonna say, bro. I would say that place saved a lot of lives.
For sure.
Because we could have gotten so much. Because look, that in mind, after school, bro, you know what we all went? To the Teen Center.
To the Teen Center.
Every day, bro.
Stayed out of trouble. That was a staple, man. That lets you know right there that things in the community really does save the community, bro. They really do save the community, because we got to see it firsthand, bro. We didn't know what was going on there. We didn't know, the Teen Center's here, and every day after school, we here. Like, it's keeping us here and not the streets. You know what I mean? We didn't pay attention to that. We just know as kids, Teen Center's here. It's a lot to do there. Everybody hangs out there. It's fun there. So, that's crazy. But things like that do help the community. It
does, man. So when you guys out here doing mentorship and making like stuff like the Pompey Park or the Teen Center, it does help. We all living proof of that it does keep us out of trouble, or keep the kids out of trouble. You know what I mean? As you know with music, right? I mean, back then it was like hot, right? Everyone wanted to become a rapper, get signed to label X, Y, and Z. So fast forward now, where are you at now with that? Is it more you still want that journey of signed to label, fame? Like, what's the goal?
Actively, I mean, I've still been staying actively in the studio, hands-on, because I'm more than just the artist. I'm also an engineer, and I'm also a producer. So the music is still around full circle. I have a plethora of records that I haven't released yet, but I still be actively in the studio, getting lyrical exercise in, staying fresh, staying on my toes. But I'm taking a step back from the music as of right now, as of late, but I've still been actively running the studio, recording other artists, helping other artists write, producing for other artists. So I've still been hands-on with the music. So that's still going full throttle.
Okay, you say you stepping back. What's causing you to step back?
What's causing me to step back? Just life and fatherhood. That's all it is to it. But it ain't nothing for me to get back into it. And just my schedule for over the past year and a half has just been very hectic. You know what I mean? And life comes first. You got bills to pay. You gotta work. You gotta exert energy into things that, you know, I don't have enough time in the day to be able to be in the studio as much as I once did. But this schedule that I'm on now isn't forever. It's shortly coming to an end. And I'm gonna dive back full throttle into the music again, man.
Dog, bro, you said a very key thing, bro, and I actually want to cover. You said, you know, life happened, you got to pull back from your passion. But it's like, but that's kind of scary, though. A lot of time, that's how a lot of adults kill their dreams because of bills and life, etc. So you being an adult now, I mean, how can you avoid that from happening? Because you do got to pay your bills. You do got to, like, you know. So yeah, like, how can you, you know, maneuver around that?
I would just say be better prepared for life in general, because I had to learn. I learned this schedule and everything happened along the way. You know, it wasn't planned, and obviously I wasn't fully prepared or knew the landscape of how my life would pan out, you know, for the last 2 years. But I would just say, if you have a passion and a dream that you are passionate about, man, just be well prepared, especially when you have to balance life and a passion. Yeah, you can just forget about life and solely focus on a passion and be homeless, living in your car. You can do that. If you're mentally prepared for that, because people, I've heard those stories where people have gotten all the way down to the bottom to rise to the top. I've seen and heard those stories before. So if you're not built like that, then I would just say be prepared. If you're gonna make that decision to have this dream and chase this dream, just be better prepared for life and put yourself in a better position so that you're able to fully handle both sides of everything. Like, everything works out. And obviously having kids slows it up a little bit, shortens your time in the day. But if you don't have those extracurricular activities, I just say be just better prepared and organized on life for what's not for tomorrow, but for further down, down the picture.
Now, for the music part though, so would you say you found your sound, or is it like, do anyone say you sound like so and so? Like what's the
Nah, I sound like me.
Yeah. Like, how long took you to get that sound?
My sound, and finding the sound, unless you're like actively focused on looking for it, finding my sound, man. Like I say, I started recording in the 10th grade, so that was like 06, 05. I probably didn't find my sound until like 10 years down the road, like from 2005 to probably 2015, 2016, bro. After recording a lot of records, being in the studio, and like everything coming full circle for me as an artist, like, the more you record, the more like you can start to see the vision. The more you can start to mold yourself and see, okay, who I really am. But around that time, like 2015, 2016, I just started to understand who I was, my sound, and what I was, trying to accomplish. So for sure, I think I got my own sound, most definitely. Okay. And I strive on having my own sound. I never wanted to sound like anybody else. That like really bothered me. If you told me I sounded like somebody, I want to get far away from that. I barely listen to the damn radio and other artists when I'm trying to make, when I became an artist, I didn't listen to other music like that because I didn't want it to really influence my style.
So you a solo artist, but you in a group too, right? Because TCB1. Yeah, so walk us through that. Like, so how did that come about?
Man, it started off, as you know, my homie YT.
Shout out to
YT.
YT.
He work at Teen Center, but I've been with YT since I've been going to the Teen Center like that. And it originally started with me and him. And we just was doing music every day. And then obviously, YT didn't go to school with us, but me and Hatch went to school together with us. And the music just really connected like that. My relationship with YT, I bridged the gap with him and my brother because he made music in high school. So he started coming to the Teen Center, and me and YT had already been there since 10th grade. So I bridged that gap with me and Hatch. Once he started, we got in high school, our later days, Hatch started coming over there with us when I was there with YT. we connected that bridge. We started making records together.
Mhm.
So it was like, cool, we'll call ourselves, TCB 100. The name came from TC, which was TC Boys, and that's the name we had.
Center?
Nah. Yeah, man. Nah.
Okay, why you got the TC? How you got that? Like,
but TC Boys, that was a little clique of us from the neighborhood growing up, man. My cousins, my brother, a few of my friends. This was way before we even got to high school. Like, early on in high school, probably 9th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade,
earlier.
Stuff like that. 8th grade, 9th grade years. They had we named ourselves TC Boys. Furthermore, more so my brother and my other homies that we became closer more I was in high school because I wasn't super close to them boys, but I knew who they were and I knew where the name came from. So once me and my brother got cool and then we started doing the music thing, I wanted to incorporate, the TC with the music thing that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So we created the TCB 100. So that's how that name came about.
And then so 100 just saying 100. It's like I said, there's nothing like a childhood memory.
No. The 100 is just to solidify, just to represent, to solidify us keeping it real in everything we do, man.
So it's okay. So is it more like everyone's solo, but then here and there you guys will come together as a group?
Indeed. Yeah, we still at the end of the day, we still solo artists, but we still come together like how Rick Ross would do with OMG, man. They have a compilation album with all the artists. That's how we are. So we just homies that rap together, but we also solo artists as well.
Okay, so now what's the next step now? You trying to put like an album soon, I'm guessing, or you still trying to just lay back from it?
As far as what I'm going to do next, I already have it locked and loaded, ready to go. It's just the timing on which I'm ready to present it to the world, because music these days is deeper than just making the music. I have to promote it, and me, I do all this stuff myself. Time is a key thing for me once it comes to having to balance out the music and life. When it comes to creating the content, shooting videos, recording the music, making the beats, taking pictures, getting your wardrobe right for these pictures, just for your content. I was the one doing all of that. So, that was kind of tough. That's why it's tough for me to balance out both at one time. But I do have music, a project. I have video. I got things in the tuck. It's just I want to be fully focused on being able to doing the other side of things, which is the promotional side of things when that music does come out.
Let me ask you one thing, bro. What's I find really odd as an artist? A lot of us, bro, will make a lot of music, but we never put it out. Yeah, I'm sure you have like a lot of songs on your hard drive.
Indeed, brother.
It's like, why is that though? Why do we do that?
I don't know, bro. It is funny that we just stockpile records. I don't know, bro.
And it be like hit songs too. It could be the one that just take off, but
we be feeling like, I don't know. We make so many records, we probably just be feeling like, the records aren't what we think they should be. They might, at the moment in the time that we make them, we might think, yeah, this record cool, but the longer we let it sit and then we end up making a new record, now we feel like, oh, this new record is way better than that record. And then you just continue that process. You just go into the studio as an artist, you steady making music. So it's like every time I make this new record, I feel like this record is better than the last one. And then the same process continues. I don't know.
Damn.
That's the funny part about that. We do that a lot.
But ain't you afraid that you might not put nothing out because of that?
Yeah, and that tends to happen. And the advice to that is never do that. As you're making these records, when you're finished with them, especially local artists or independent artists, if you're making these records, don't hold them, put them out, because you never know what's going to take off and what's going to do what it's going to do. So don't just keep holding on to these records because you feel like the timing isn't right, or you feel like you can make something better. Put these records out, man. Put the records out.
Yeah, because a lot of times too, bro, I've learned that most artists, their biggest hits, they don't like it. So the song you think that's not gonna take off, that's what the world gravitates toward.
And that is why I say put the records out, man. Never hold on to records, because what you may think is not a hit or what you may like or not like, when you put it out, the fans will tell you something totally different. And like he said, most of the time, these artists, every time these records blow up, they always say like, this was a record that I didn't think was going to take off, or I didn't really care about this record. I don't like this record. So my advice to you, if you want to become famous and successful, man, stop holding on to the records. Put them out.
So now, out of all the songs you made in your lifetime, what is your favorite song? If you could this is the one I love the most from what I made on.
Well, I would say my biggest record to date, which is Block This.
That you love the most?
Yes.
Block This.
Yes.
And it's already out there? Or is it more than
it's out there? Yeah, it's already out there.
Okay, now, why do you love that song the most?
Block List was very, it was a personable record, very personable and very personal. Not necessarily personal to me, it's just the way I conveyed this story in this record. It was like, you would have thought that I really went through something like this. So it was basically a heartbreak record, guys doing what we do, being boneheads, messing up, and then losing this girl and not thinking that she would actually leave you for good this time. And her actually leaving you for good and putting you on block list, and you never, being able
block list.
Yeah, block list. Never being able to speak to her again. So just pouring your heart out on some stuff like that. So as a writer, I always push myself to come from a creative perspective. So that record, it sounded like a real story. I told it like a story, but that's one of my favorite records and probably one of my most successful records to this day. Go look the numbers up. I almost got dang near there on all platforms combined, just with that record, like over close to like 70, 80,000 streams. And I was going light on that. I was promoting it at the time, but if I would have promoted it longer, I'd probably be, over 100,000 streams by now. That was one of my favorite records. That's my favorite record.
Now, how can someone go check it out though? Like, what's
Ladarius Marquis? You can find me on all streaming platforms. Whatever you guys like to use, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever. Ladarius Marquis is the name. You can tap in anywhere you listen to your music at.
Okay, and now what's the worst song you would say, that's the worst song I've ever made?
Worst song I ever made? I don't think I got none of those.
Of course.
I'm not even biased to myself. If I put it out, it's fine. No,
even the one that you didn't put out. You just like, you know this is trash. I ain't gonna put that. I've had those. Like,
man. Yeah, that's funny. If I feel like it's not gonna be a great record or a good record, I probably won't even finish it to even speak about it. So I can't tell you my worst record I put out. I mean, I leave that to the people that listen to the music.
Okay, which one you made? You like,
personally,
you know what?
I don't. Not lie. My first record that I thought was a hit, when I first started doing my music, started recording and started taking the music serious, is called a song called Running, man. My first music video, first hit record.
Wait, I'm trying because I got all your first stuff because I was there. So but at Simpson, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called Running?
Yeah, it's called Running, man.
Was you by yourself on it?
Yeah, this was me, y'all, but this was after teens in the days, as far as after high school.
Okay.
During college years when I used to come back
from
college. So yeah, Running, it was dope at the time. I liked it at the time. My family liked it. My nieces and nephews used to sing it all the time. They loved it. But after a while, I was like, I really hate this record.
Well, why didn't you like it?
It just sounded very generic and kid friendly, like just very generic and just. I'm not feeling this record. It had a nice little ring to it, nice little jingle to it. But I really didn't care for that record. The older I got, the more it stayed out. So that's probably, I wouldn't say it's my worst record. It's just the one that I don't really care for like I used to.
Man, bro. So, fam, out of all these years, from you being kid to an adult now, I'm sure you have like a lot of wisdom, dog. So as we close out, what are some things you could give out to the people, dog? It could be adults, kids, whatever, bro. I'm sure you learned a lot, bro.
Man, I definitely have a lot of wisdom, but to just to give you one gem, man, just in life, bro, especially with the social media stuff, bro, like, be you and do you. Do not worry about, I know it sounds like, oh, everybody say that, but no, man. because I live by this every day, man. Don't focus on what everybody else got going on. Don't focus on what everybody else is saying. Don't let anybody else validate anything that you have going on. And don't let nobody make you move at a speed or a pace that's not you. Move at your own speed. Focus on what you got going on and have tunnel vision, man. And don't let social media validate anything for you. Live life how it's supposed to be lived. And that's in the real world and not through social media or the internet.
I like that. And I'm asking you one real question. As a music head, just be very, very honest.
Mm-hmm.
Can you finally admit that Drake lost? Can you finally admit that the man lost?
Oh,
I know we'll
man.
go back and forth for a long time. You was in denial. After that pop-up,
Man,
yeah, what's your thoughts on that, fam?
me being in the music community, man, when I became big and had to meet this guy, I was the same thing I say now or tell him then, I can say now. I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm a huge Kendrick fan, so don't get it twisted. But I'm a music head before anything, and I'm a man of lyrics and a man of just creativity, and But yeah, I say all that to say he definitely he got to take an L. He took the L. He took the L. You can't do nothing about it. You can't bro. That record is too huge, man. It's just one of those things you just gotta be like, you know what, bro? You got me, man.
Yeah, for real.
He can hang his hat on. He does have something to hang his hat on because this social media, you know how social media is.
Yeah.
It's going to get drugged for a while, but eventually it's going to come back down a little bit for him. But I think Drake, he's fine. He gonna be.
No, he'll be all right.
He did lose the battle. I mean, he lost the war.
I'm glad you said it.
He won the battles along the way, but he lost the war with that record. Shout out to K-Dot, man.
Cause you had YT, I was in denial. I can't tell you. Yeah, I didn't want.
Listen, man, when he got to that Like Us, it's like, yeah, that put the icing on the cake. That's like back to back. You got to see what he felt like when Meek Mill was in that position. So yeah, man. But to Drake, he lost the war. He won the battle, but Drake, he'll be all right.
Yeah, no, he'll be good. I mean, Drake is great. As music heads, bro, what was your thoughts watching that pop up? Because to me, that was an amazing thing I remember seeing.
Yeah, man, that was great for the culture. I know it hurt Drake seeing that because, you see the fans and rooting going hard for K-Dot and he got all this love. I love to see it, man, and I love to see K-Dot pop out and actually consistently make music, and this is like a resurrection for this man like that, man. He woke a sleeping giant, but to see that was dope. When I get on stage, it's like I don't see nothing up there. After the first couple times, it's like being on stage is natural to me, bro. Like I've always been in talent shows. I've been, I've done all type of good shows growing up through high school and elementary. But once, after probably the first time of me being on the stage, I was like, you know what, I can actually do this. Like, this is not no problem for me, man. So I love it. And like I said, when I'm up there, I have tunnel vision. I don't even see nobody out there. So I just be feeling like it's just me up there.
Do you have like any regrets though in the music, like that you feel like, man, I haven't accomplished that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you put so much time in certain things, you feel like you should have made it or something should have popped out with you years ahead of time. But to have any regrets on anything, nah, man, I feel like life played out the way it's supposed to play out, and it's still continuously playing out. So who knows, me sitting here today, a year from now, I could be around the world on tour, man. So, I still got time, but I don't have no regrets right now.
So speaking of tour though, one of y'all boys, do you think it's hard to put on a tour as TCB 100 because you got kids now? Because YT got a kid too, right?
Yeah, he got two. He has two daughters.
He got two?
Yeah, he got two.
When he have two?
Yeah, he just recently had them.
Oh, okay. So y'all boys ain't playing.
Yeah. I want to stop for one. So I'm pausing on my one. But I always think about, if you was to go on tour, you started this music thing, like how would your family and your child be? How would you do that? Like, I mean, you couldn't just... you could take them around the world, but it's like something that you would really have to sit down and before you make this decision to do these tours and do all of this lifestyle, you have to make sure your kid is going to be in a stable situation. I do think about that. If that ever were to happen, I would feel like I would want to take him and my whole family with me, man. You know what I mean? So we wouldn't have to really worry about that. But I do think about that because I know it's not practical or a cool, easy situation to have that lifestyle and be able to take your young kid or with you around this when you still have school and all of that.
Yeah.
Got to change accordingly. Maybe get a stay-at-home nanny and all that for him.
No, but I also feel like you guys having, I don't know about the wife situation, but I know you and Hatch, the mother of your child being cool makes it even a little easier.
Right. Right. But at the end of the day, like I said, like I always say, still need both parents, still need to spend time.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
If it's smarter for him to stay back with his mother, then that's at the time. But I would love to take him around the world and on tour and sort of thing. But only if the situation is right.
Yeah. Man, look, what I'm going to say, bro, is like, man, once again, congrats being a great father. Because to me,
appreciate
it's so easy to be like, you know what? I'm not ready yet. We had your kid when he was young. Like, well, not young, but
28.
28. I was 30.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's a very good age to start. Because when he get older, you won't be too old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people trying to wait when they're like 40, 50 years old.
Yeah, I don't advise that.
don't do that, right? So, but you being involved, even you saying that, if I go on tour, I would want to bring my son with me. Even though the mother would be fine with him, you still want to be physically involved.
Right.
That kind of stuff is not highlighted from fathers. Like, why do you think that is, though? Why you think the world don't highlight people like you, people like me, and so on?
We just everyday guys, man. It just be the ones that's not doing the right things that gets the highlight, bro. It's like, if you're doing the right thing, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how it's supposed to be. That's normal. So we don't get looked at as much, but we are the real. We know we're the real heroes, bro. So I can hang my shoulder, my hat on that, man, knowing itself. I don't need the validation from everybody else to know. Like, I know, as long as the child knows, that's what counts the most.
Yes.
So I get my validation from my child, man.
Yeah, okay, I like that, man. So, bro, overall, fam, keep the great work. Before we leave, bro, tell them how to link up with you. What's your IG, your pages?
If you rocking with me, man, you can always lock in with me and follow me on social media, on Twitter or IG at IamMarquis90. You can check me out on YouTube. I got visuals and music there as well at Ladarius Marquis. It's going to be down in the description below. But and anywhere you stream your music at, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever. They got a lot of streaming sites today, but I'm everywhere that you need to be, man. Ladarius Marquis, I am Marquis is my handle.
Before we go, one last question. What do you need help with?
What do I need help with? Time management. Going for I've been working on it for a little while now, what I want to do better with managing my time, man.
As in playing fatherly role, time for you, time for what? What's the time for you? What is the time exactly?
So the time management, because I got work, I got my child, I have studio, I help my mom out. She has a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Spend days there working, helping her out. So but me exerting time and energy for everything and everybody else, and having a little bit of time for me. So I just want to take a step back and manage time better with all of these things and just give back to me just a little bit more. But that's all with it. But as far as outside of that, my life, everything is great, man.
Yeah, what's your mom's restaurant? What does she do?
My mom, she does a Conch seafood down here in Delray Beach, Florida, on Federal Highway. It's called Conch Cravings and More. If you ever been to the new golf spot in Delray, the Tiger Woods golf spot, she's directly across the street. So, man, great food. Don't take my word for it. Check it out, man.
I'm guessing, but she's not online.
Yeah, you can find her. Yeah,
she is?
Yeah, you can find her
a lot of times
online.
Folks don't be online, bro.
You got a Facebook page.
Really?
She posts Cravings and More, man.
Yeah.
Check that out. Facebook, Google. You can check out the reviews. You can check it out for yourself. For sure, man.
Oh, she's a hit, bro. She's young.
Yeah, for sure. She got it going on. She a little hip to the technology world.
Oh, man. But look, overall, fam, glad you came out, bro. Like I said, man, you are family, bro. We go way back. You're doing a great thing. I love seeing great dads, bro.
Indeed, man.
That's why I'm doing this for, bro. Good looking out, though. My goal is to showcase and celebrate and highlight great fathers and great people. So keep it up, fam. Like I said, bro, whatever your son might need, bro, let me know if I can do it, dog. Whatever you might need, if I can do it, dog, let me know, bro.
For sure.
Because we gotta like really support each other, bro.
For sure, man.
You know
We
what
don't
I
got a
mean?
lot of that.
Have you noticed that when we get older, a lot of our friends, we part ways? Nothing bad. It's more like life happens.
Life, yep.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad that we're reconnecting with this podcast. And let's just keep it going, dog. You know what I'm saying? We have to build that Brotherhood of Kings, bro.
For sure,
You know what I mean? That's what the podcast is. That's why I call it B.O.K. Brotherhood of Kings,
man.
dog.
That's a good one. It's a double entendre for double meaning. B.O.K.
For sure, man.
For sure, man.
As always, look, this is your boy B, the CEO. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on IG, Instagram, TikTok, everything at Menbuse ORG. That's Menbuse ORG. And as always, dog, when life get hard, just kick back, relax. It's gonna be okay. Peace out.
Look at my wrist, look at my watch, look at my watch, look at my face, look at my face, look at my ice, look at my ice, look at my neck, look at my neck, look at my guap.